Do you know what I'm finna testify before you is going to astonish many of the people in our listening audience? We have 4 so-called witnesses of the resurrection: Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. They didn't really write these books, but they were wrote years after they died by people that said they witnessed various things that they said. And so they have the witnesses of witnesses that supposed to have compiled this material. And did you know every description of the resurrection are totally diverse from one another? But there is one thing that all 4 Gospels had in common, where there was no contradiction, no inconsistencies, no differences whatsoever. The one thing they all agreed on is the fact that he died on Friday, and Sunday morning he was already gone. That's the one thing that they all agreed on. But everything else is totally diverse. Now, let's start reading the first account of the so-called resurrection. They all agreed that it started getting dark in the 6th hour, all 4 editions. They all agreed that at the 9th hour he cried out, as you can see, as is written in verse 46. They all agreed that sometime during the 9th hour that he died and gave up the ghost, as written in verse 50. And they all agreed that after he died, he had a disciple that was a rich man by the name of Joseph, who came and took his body. Well, why is that so amazing? Well, later on we're going to read that they really wanted the body guarded so that nobody could steal the body away and say he's risen. Well, the reality is they didn't have to steal it away, because the disciples always had the possession of the body. After he died, the disciples took the possession of the body, and the Romans never seen his body again after they gave it to Joseph. Now we're going to start reading at verse 57. It says,
Matthew chapter 27, verse 57. When the even was come, there came a rich man of Arimathea.
And I will prove beyond the shadow of a doubt that the evening that they're speaking about is the evening of Friday, the evening of the 6th day, the evening that was pertained to as the day of preparation. That is the evening that they're speaking of. And it says again, when the what?
When the even was come, there came a rich man of Arimathea named Joseph, who also himself was JC's disciple.
Let's stop. Now, how can JC have a rich man that's his disciple? That's a oxymoron. Of course, that's not calling nobody a moron, but that's a complete contradiction. Now, why is that point a complete contradiction? If we hold that page for a moment and go to Matthew's, the 19th chapter. In Matthew's the 19th chapter, we're going to start reading at verse 16. It says,
And behold, one came and said unto him, Good master, what good thing shall I do, that I may have eternal life?
He said, Good master, what good thing might I do to have eternal life? I want eternal life.
And he said unto him, Why callest thou me good?
First thing he let him know, you definitely not going to get no eternal life by calling me good. You're definitely on the wrong track here, fellow. Why are you calling me good if you're seeking after eternal life? And then he says to the man, there is none good but one, and that is Elohim. But if thou desire life, keep the commandments. Keep the commandments. Well, this is odd, since Christianity teaches us through the word of Paul that the commandments are done away with, that we're not under the law, that we're not going to be bound anymore by the curse of the law, that Christ came to destroy the curse of the law. And here we have the Christ in the New Testament telling the man that if you desire life, keep the commandments. And then
he saith unto him, Which
commandments should I keep? Should I pay tithes? Should I honor my mother and father? Should I not steal? What did he say?
JC said, Thou shalt do no murder.
Notice he didn't say that JC said, Thou shalt have no other Elohim before me. He didn't say that JC said, Thou shalt not use the name of Yahweh in vain. He didn't say that Yahweh says, Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image or any likeness of anything that's in heaven above, the earth below, or the waters under the earth. He didn't say that Yahweh said, remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. He completely ignored the first 5 commandments where Yahweh dictates service to him and him alone. But what he quoted were the latter 5 commandments that states how we supposed to treat our neighbor and our brothers, but not how we ought to treat Yah. He started off by saying,